Zhou Yu fell into Zhuge Liang's prearranged ambush, where Guan Yu, Huang Zhong, and Wei Yan attacked simultaneously and routed him at once. During the retreat, Zhou Yu caught sight of Liu Bei and Lady Sun's entourage watching from a distant hill, as if enjoying a spectacle. His anger surged, tearing open his barely healed arrow wound. He fainted and had to be carried away as the Wu forces fled back toward Chaisang. Zhuge Liang ordered no pursuit and returned with Liu Bei to Jing Province to celebrate the victory. Zhou Yu fell into Zhuge Liang's prearranged ambush, where Guan Yu, Huang Zhong, and Wei Yan attacked simultaneously and routed him at once. During the retreat, Zhou Yu caught sight of Liu Bei and Lady Sun's entourage watching from a distant hill, as if enjoying a spectacle. His anger surged, tearing open his barely healed arrow wound. He fainted and had to be carried away as the Wu forces fled back toward Chaisang. Zhuge Liang ordered no pursuit and returned with Liu Bei to Jing Province to celebrate the victory. Zhou Yu fell into Zhuge Liang's prearranged ambush, where Guan Yu, Huang Zhong, and Wei Yan attacked simultaneously and routed him at once. During the retreat, Zhou Yu caught sight of Liu Bei and Lady Sun's entourage watching from a distant hill, as if enjoying a spectacle. His anger surged, tearing open his barely healed arrow wound. He fainted and had to be carried away as the Wu forces fled back toward Chaisang. Zhuge Liang ordered no pursuit and returned with Liu Bei to Jing Province to celebrate the victory. Once Zhou Yu received the office of Grand Administrator of Nan Commandery, his desire for revenge grew stronger. He promptly memorialized Sun Quan, asking that Lu Su be sent to Jingzhou to demand the return of the province. Sun Quan summoned Lu Su and said, "You were the one who decided to temporarily lend Jingzhou to Liu Bei. Now that he has held it so long without returning it, how long must we wait?" Lu Su replied, "At the time the document clearly stated that once Liu Bei took western Sichuan, he would return Jingzhou." Sun Quan slammed the table in anger. "All he ever says is that he will take Sichuan. Up to now he hasn't moved a single soldier. Does he plan to wait until he is old and gray?" Lu Su said, "I am willing to go myself and speak with Liu Bei." So he boarded a ship and headed straight for Jingzhou. At that time, Liu Bei and Zhuge Liang were recruiting soldiers and storing grain in Jingzhou, and people from all quarters were coming to join them. Suddenly, a report came. Lu Su had arrived. Liu Bei asked Zhuge Liang, "Why has Zijing come this time?" Zhuge Liang said, "Not long ago, Sun Quan submitted a memorial to have your lordship appointed as governor of Jingzhou. That was a necessary move to guard against Cao Cao. Now Cao Cao has appointed Zhou Yu as Grand Administrator of Nan Commandery. His intent is to stir up a fight between us so he can profit from it. With Zhou Yu in that post, Lu Su has certainly come to demand Jingzhou." Liu Bei asked, "Then how should I respond?" Zhuge Liang smiled. "When Zijing raises the matter of Jingzhou, all you need to do is burst into loud tears. Once you are weeping in genuine grief, I will come out to mediate." Having settled the plan, they invited Lu Su into the residence. After the formalities, Lu Su said, "Now that your lordship has married the princess of Eastern Wu, you are in fact my master. How dare I presume to sit beside you?" Liu Bei laughed. "You and I have been old friends for a long time. There is no need to be so formal." Only then did Lu Su sit. After a round of tea, Lu Su said, "I come by order of Lord Sun specifically for Jingzhou. Your lordship has borrowed this land for a long time, and still has not returned it. Now that our two houses are joined by marriage, our ties are deeper. All the more reason to hand Jingzhou back as soon as possible." At these words Liu Bei immediately covered his face and wept. Lu Su was startled and hurriedly asked, "Why is your lordship so distressed?" Liu Bei only sobbed harder. At this moment, Zhuge Liang stepped out from behind a screen and said, I have been listening for a long time. Zijing, do you know why my lord is heartbroken? Lu Su answered, I truly do not understand. Zhuge Liang said, what is so hard to grasp? When my lord borrowed Jingzhou, he did indeed promise to return it after taking Sichuan. But think carefully. Lu Zhang of Yizhou is his clansman and a member of the imperial Lu family. If my lord raises troops to seize his territory, the world will condemn him as unrighteous. If he does not take it, then once Jingzhou is handed back to Lord Sun, he will have nowhere to put down roots. If he returns it, he is in difficulty. If he does not return it, he wrongs Lord Sun and the Dowager. He is torn both ways. That is why his heart is broken, and he weeps so bitterly. Zhuge Liang's words only deepened Liu Bei's sorrow. Liu Bei beat his chest and cried aloud. Lu Su had no choice but to comfort him, saying, Your lordship, do not be too troubled. Why not take time to discuss this slowly with Kongming? Zhuge Liang said, We must trouble Zijing to return and explain my lord's dilemma to Lord Sun, and ask him to grant a little more time. Lu Su asked, And if Lord Sun will not agree? Zhuge Liang smiled. He has already married his own sister to my lord. How could he not understand this difficulty? We only hope you will speak well on our behalf. Lu Su, being generous by nature, saw Liu Bei weeping so sorrowfully, and could only agree to carry the message. Liu Bei and Zhuge Liang bowed repeatedly in thanks, treated him to a banquet, and then escorted him back to his boat. Lu Su returned to Chaisang and reported everything to Zhou Yu, the weeping, and Zhuge Liang's explanation. Zhou Yu stomped his foot and said, Zijing has once again been outwitted by Zhuge Liang. When Liu Bei depended on Liu Biao, he already harbored the ambition to swallow his domain, not to mention Lu Zhang. By that logic, in the end you will be the one dragged into disaster. Zhou Yu continued, I have a method that Zhuge Liang will never foresee. If only you will make another trip. Lu Su said, I am willing to hear it. Zhou Yu said, You need not go back to Lord Sunday. Go straight again to Jingzhou and tell Liu Bei. Since Wu and Shu are now joined by marriage, we are one family. If Liu Bei cannot bear to attack Sichuan himself, then let us of Eastern Wu raise troops and conquer it in his name. Once we have taken Sichuan, we will present it to him as dowry in exchange for Jingzhou. Lu Suhisetatif. Sichuan lies far away and is not easy to capture. Is this plan truly proper, Commander? Zhou Yu laughed. Zijing, you really are too honest. Do you think I intend to genuinely seize Sichuan for him? I am only using the conquest of Chuan as a pretext. In truth, I mean to take Jingzhou. When our Wu army passes Jingzhou under the banner of conquering Sichuan for Liu Bei, we will ask him for provisions and military funds. Liu Bei must come out in person to welcome the army. At that moment we will kill him, seize Jingzhou, avenge my anger, and also free you from this dilemma. Hearing this, Lu Su was delighted and once again set out for Jingzhou. When Lu Su arrived again, Liu Bei first consulted with Zhuge Liang. Zhuge Liang said, This time Zijing likely did not meet Lord Sun but discuss with Zhou Yu at Chaisang and now brings some scheme to trick us. No matter what he says, as long as I nod, your lordship should agree to everything. After they settled their plan, they invited Lu Su in. Once seated, Lu Su said, Lord Sun admires your lordship's virtue deeply. He has already discussed with the generals and plans to raise troops to seize Sichuan on your lordship's behalf. Once we have taken it, we will give Sichuan as dowry in exchange for Jingzhou. We only hope that along the march, your lordship will provide some funds and grain. Zhuge Liang immediately nodded. How rare such kindness from Lord Sun. Liu Bei bowed and said, This is all thanks to Zijing's many good words on my behalf. Zhuge Liang added, when the mighty army arrives, we will personally come far out of the city with wine and gifts to welcome you. Lu Su was overjoyed at these words. After the banquet, he took his leave. Liu Bei asked Zhuge Liang, what does this mean? Zhuge Liang laughed loudly. It means Zhou Yu's death is not far off. Such a childish scheme could not deceive a child, and he thinks to deceive me. Liu Bei pressed him for details. Zhuge Liang said, this is the old stratagem of borrowing a road to destroy Gua. In name they go to seize Sichuan, but in truth they mean to strike Jingzhou as they pass. When your lordship goes out of the city to welcome the army, Zhou Yu will seize you, then assault the city in one stroke, and catch us unprepared. Liu Bei asked anxiously, then what should we do? Zhuge Liang said, do not worry. We need only prepare bows, arrows, and traps to catch a fierce tiger and sweet bait to hook a giant turtle. When Zhou Yu arrives, even if he does not die on the spot, he will be driven half-mad with rage. He then summoned Zhao Yun and quietly instructed him in a plan. Do exactly as I say. I will take care of the rest. Liu Bei was overjoyed. Later generations wrote a poem. Zhou Yu planned to seize Jingzhou, but Zhuge's foresight topped him so. He thought the river bait was sure, not knowing hidden hooks were lured. Lu Su returned to Chaisang and told Zhou Yu that Liu Bei and Zhuge Liang suspected nothing, and were ready to come out of the city to welcome the troops. Zhou Yu laughed loudly. This time my plan has finally worked. He asked Lu Su to report to Sun Quan, and invited Cheng Pu to bring troops to support him. By now Zhou Yu's arrow wound was nearly healed, and his body was much recovered. He appointed Gan Ning as vanguard, took Su Sheng and Ding Feng as his central force, and had Ling Tong and Lu Meng in the rear, leading 50,000 troops by land and water in a mighty advance toward Jingzhou. On the ship, Zhou Yu often laughed with satisfaction, certain that Zhuge Liang had fallen into his trap. When the vanguard reached Xiakou, Zhou Yu asked, has anyone from Jingzhou come out to greet us? An officer reported, Lord Lu has sent Mi Zhu to see the commander. Zhou Yu summoned Mi Zhu and asked, are all the formalities for welcoming the army prepared? Mi Zhu replied, my lord has made all the arrangements. Zhou Yu asked, where is Lord Lu now? Mi Zhu said, he is waiting at the city gate of Jingzhou and wishes to drink with the commander face to face. Zhou Yu said, we have come from afar on his behalf. The welcoming ceremonies must not be perfunctory. Mi Zhu received the instruction and went back to report. The warships of Wu filled the river, sailing in dense formation. But as they approached Gongan, there was not a single boat on the water and no soldiers to be seen. Zhou Yu grew suspicious and ordered the fleet to speed up. When they were still more than 10 li from Jingzhou, they saw the river ahead silent and empty, without a sign of any camp. Scouts came back and reported, there are only 2 white flags on the city wall of Jingzhou. The ramparts are empty, not a person can be seen. Zhou Yu became even more uneasy. He ordered the ships to land and mounted a horse himself, taking Gan Ning, Su Sheng, Ding Feng, and 3,000 picked soldiers, and rode straight toward the city. At the foot of the walls, there was still no sound from inside. Zhou Yu halted his horse and ordered the troops to call the gate. A voice from atop the wall shouted, who is down there? The Wu soldiers answered, the commander of Eastern Wu, Zhou Yu, is here in person. Even before they finished speaking, there was a clang as spears and blades suddenly appeared lined along the battlements. On the tower above, Zhao Yun stepped forth and called out, Commander, for what purpose have you come? Zhou Yu said, I am here to conquer Sichuan for your lord. Do you not know this? Zhao Yun said coldly, our strategist Kong Ming saw through your borrow a road to destroy Gua's scheme long ago, so he left me here. My lord has a message for you. Liu Zhang of Yizhou is my kinsman, and an imperial clansman. How could I violate righteousness to seize his land? If Eastern Wu truly marches against Shu, I would rather loosen my hair and retire into the mountains as a commoner than break my promise to the world. Zhou Yu was thunderstruck. He hastily turned his horse. Just then a standard-bearer galloped up and reported, 4 forces from Shu are attacking from different directions. Guan Yu has come from Jiangling, Zhang Fei from Zhuge, Huang Zhong from Gong'an, and Wei Yan has taken the small road from Yiling to cut us off. Their numbers are unclear, but their shouts shake the heavens. All of them say they have come to capture Zhou Yu. On horseback, Zhou Yu was overcome with shock and fury. He cried out, and his old wound tore open from the strain. Blood burst from the arrow scar, and he toppled from his saddle. Summary. This chapter turns around several key points. First, Zhou Yu once again loses in a contest of wits against Zhuge Liang. Within Eastern Wu, different political opinions arise over how to deal with Liu Bei and Cao Cao. At the same time, Cao Cao's grand banquet at Bronze Sparrow Terrace shows him at the peak of his power, commanding both civil and military elites. Knowledge points. 1. How Zhou Yu actually died versus the death by rage in the novel. In the novel, Zhou Yu is repeatedly angered to the point of bursting his wound. And popular impressions sometimes simplify this into Zhou Yu was literally angered to death by Zhuge Liang and chased by 4 ambush forces. Historically, this is not accurate. According to the records of the 3 kingdoms Sengguozi, after the Battle of Red Cliff, Zhou Yu was indeed appointed Grand Administrator of Nan Commandery and stationed at Jiangling. In Jianan 15 AD 210, while carrying out a plan to enter Shu, that is a campaign aimed at Yizhou, he fell ill and died at Baikyu, modern Yang in Hunan, at the age of 36. There is no record of him dying on campaign in a dramatic ambush, nor of him being literally killed by anger. The bursting wound and falling from the horse scene is a literary exaggeration, used by Luo Guanzhong to heighten the rivalry between Zhou Yu and Zhuge Liang, and to make the theme of talent pressed down by greater talent more vivid and tragic. 2. Who actually appointed Zhou Yu in history versus the novel's political theater. In the novel, there is an elaborate political dance. Sun Quan asks Cao Cao to petition the court to appoint Liu Bei as governor of Jingzhou, and then Cao Cao, in turn, appoints Zhou Yu as grand administrator of Nan Commandery. This makes it appear as if all key positions in Jingzhou are granted from the imperial court under Cao Cao's control, giving him the upper hand and making Sun Quan and Liu Bei look like pieces in his game. In historical fact, the arrangement was simpler and more grounded in military reality. After Red Cliff, Nan Commandery was still held by Cao Cao's general Cao Ren, and became the main battleground of the subsequent Battle of Jiangling. Sun Quan's forces eventually took Nan Commandery by force, and only then did Sun Quan appoint Zhou Yu as Grand Administrator of Nan Commandery to guard Jiangling. This was essentially Wu's internal allocation of conquered territory and rewards for merit, not a title conferred by Cao Cao. The novel's version turns a straightforward post-war division of land into an elaborate, court-centered political maneuver to underline Cao Cao's dominance and the complexity of the three-way struggle. 3. Lu Su's 2 missions for Jingzhou, and Zhuge Liang's weeping ploy versus real Jingzhou politics. The famous scenes of Lu Su twice demanding Jingzhou and Zhuge Liang staging the bitter weeping dilemma are brilliant theater, but they are not found in the historical record in that form. Historically, Jingzhou was indeed a long-term point of contention between Sun Quan and Liu Bei. After Red Cliff, Liu Bei temporarily borrowed Nan Commandery to serve as a buffer, and Lu Su did advise Sun Quan to lend Nan Commandery to Liu Bei as a strategic cushion against Cao Cao. Later, in 215, the dispute over Jingzhou escalated into armed conflict and negotiations, leading to a de facto division of Jingzhou between Sun and Lu. There are also records of Lu Su and Lu Meng representing Sun Quan in negotiations with Guan Yu along the frontier. However, the novel's carefully staged episodes, Lu Su watching Liu Bei cry, Zhuge Liang explaining the moral dilemma involving Liu Zhang, the borrow a road to destroy Guo assassination plot against Liu Bei, are all artistic inventions. Luo Guanzhong turns a long and complex process of military maneuvering and border bargaining into a handful of dramatic scenes, so that readers can clearly grasp how a borrowed land slowly turns into an irreconcilable dispute. 4. Zhou Yu's fake conquest of Sichuan, real plan to kill Liu Bei, versus his real strategic proposals. In the novel, Zhou Yu's plan is depicted as fundamentally personal and treacherous. Under the pretext of conquering Sichuan for Liu Bei, he intends to travel through Jingzhou, lure Liu Bei out to welcome the army, and kill him halfway, thus seizing Jingzhou and solving the lone problem in one stroke. The focus is on eliminating Liu Bei himself and reclaiming territory for Wu. The historical Zhou Yu, however, had a broader strategic vision. He did, according to historical sources, propose a plan to enter Shu and take Yizhou, then advance north, aiming to expand Sun Quan's sphere of influence, link up with forces like Ma Chao in the northwest, and pressure Cao Cao from multiple directions. This was a large-scale northern expedition plan, not a targeted plot to assassinate Liu Bei. In other words, the real Zhou Yu was thinking in terms of grand strategy, coalition and territorial expansion, whereas the novel reworks his ideas into a more personal, cunning struggle focused on Jingzhou and on his rivalry with Zhuge Liang. This change makes the story more intense and character-driven, but also reverses the emphasis compared with the historical Zhou Yu.